And with the back pages, it's very good morning to Shaban. Hi,
Morning, Shaban.
A very good morning. How are you both? All okay?
Good form,
good,
Shaban,
thanks,
yep.
yeah.
Wonderful. Yes, Enzo Maresca, as you've been discussing, dominates the back pages of all of the papers this morning. Quickly run through the headlines for you. The Sun, Blues tie up loose ends. Back page of the Times, Chelsea move for Maresca as new coach. Mirror going for ends in sight for Blues. And the Daily Express, Chelsea in the end zone. While the Daily Mail this morning goes for let's get Maresca. Chelsea confident of sealing deal for Leicester boss. But another story doing the rounds today is that of Kieran McKenna. I heard you just discussing it there. McKenna set for Ipswich stay despite United link. This is in the Telegraph today. A good piece by John Percy. Kieran McKenna is ready to commit his future to Premier League newcomers Ipswich Town. Of course, there's been the lucrative new contract talks. There was the interest from Chelsea, Manchester United and Brighton. Jeff, do you think he's made the right decision? It's believed that he feels there's a lot of loyalty he must give to Ipswich, or would you have liked to have seen him make the move to, say, Brighton?
I was always doubtful that he would go to Brighton. I know Brighton were pretty confident they were going to get him. Had it been Manchester United, I think that would have been a different kettle of fish altogether. But I was interested, Ipswich have been really proactive in this. They haven't just sat back and said, OK, we're going to lose our brilliant young manager. Ed Schwartz, who's the majority shareholder, he flew in from the States on Friday to talk to Kieran McKenna face to face. So the club's been really proactive in actually keeping him there. And I admire that, and I admire the fact that Kieran McKenna is going to sign a new deal to keep him at Ipswich. I think it's what every neutral football fan wants, isn't it?
Yeah, Ali, are you with that? The loyalty in football, it's kind of non-existent. But
correct.
Once.
Delighted to see it. I mean, I really am. Jeff and I spoke last week, Shaban. He had a massive decision to make due to the success that he's had and he's brought to Ipswich. But the fact of the matter is, he's probably sitting there thinking, yes, I've had a brilliant couple of years, but I couldn't have done it without the backing of these people, and I owe them something. I think there's no doubt there's been an element of that, of loyalty come into it, and fair play. I'm the same as Jeff. I really, I say, I wouldn't claim to be any sort of Ipswich fan at all, but I think it's a clearly a fantastic move for Ipswich, but I also think it's a good thing to see happen now and again, because loyalty, whether it's players or management, you don't see an awful lot nowadays.
Yeah, fans will be happy. Back page of the Times today, talking about loyalty. Manchester United and Erik ten Hag. Paul Hurst writing, Erik ten Hag wants Manchester United to make a swift decision on his future. It was believed to go into the game on Saturday that he would have been sacked regardless of the outcome, whereas the win has made it a little bit more difficult. This review is going to take place this week, this end of season review. Ten Hag is worried that he will be sacked this summer, 2 years into the 3-year deal, and wants to know where he stands so he can start planning for next season or apply for other jobs.
The first thing I think is he jetted off on holiday. Doesn't he realise the price of texts and calls from abroad? I've got to be careful here because I've got an agenda against Manchester United. There's somebody. What I don't get here, Shaban, Ali, is I don't understand why it's taking so long. Surely the powers that be had made a decision one way or the other, and if they haven't, they should have done. And I'm not sure the outcome of one game, even though it was a brilliant performance, should affect that decision, whether it's positive for Ten Hag or negative for Ten Hag. And, it was what we were saying a minute or two ago. The next season will be on us before we know it.
But I think they will have, Jeff. I
we'll
think
make
they will.
it public.
I don't disagree
want a review of what's happened.
I don't disagree with you, but I actually think they wouldn't have been doing their job if they haven't made a decision by now, to be honest. They've been in long enough. And I actually think you're right, but from the Manchester United supporters' point of view, they deserve to know, and as does Ten Hag, to be quite honest with you. I think they probably know.
Yeah.
As I say, I'm not sure he will be there, to be brutally honest with you, just due to the reason I gave you, Jeff. But I actually think they will know in their own minds, they'll have made up their mind.
One thing is that I will point out is you wonder if the fan base has now changed and gone onto the side of Erik ten Hag. Since the loss against Crystal Palace, my goodness, that was an absolute shambles. 39% wanted the manager to stay according to a poll. And then after the game on Saturday, 78% are keen for him to stay. So
It was one game, wasn't it? You know,
But
if they'd asked them before the FA Cup
Jeff.
final, we'd have been back down to the 39%.
But a huge win. The morale was great. Martinez being fit and available. It is a very different side with players like that available and in it. So then you've seen him picking up Erik Ten Hag at the end of the game. It's like he does have the dressing room. So perhaps then having them on side, you've got the fans on side.
He's got an element of the dressing room. He hasn't got people like Jadon Sancho. That is for sure.
Yeah, but Jadon Sancho's gone out on social media and making comments in the press.
No, I know. I'm just saying that he hasn't necessarily got the dress. Of course, he's got the dressing room in terms of the players who turned out. You know, started those 11 on Saturday. But who knows about the others? I just don't think we know whether or not he's got the dressing room. You could easily point to some of the performances this season and say, I mean, look, I hate this phrase, he's lost the dressing room. Anyway. Absolutely hate it.
Me too.
But, you know, you could easily point to some of those performances saying, you know what, he clearly hasn't got the dressing room. If you looked at the Crystal Palace performance, if you looked at the defeat earlier in the season by Galatasaray, the loss at Copenhagen, the home defeats by Bournemouth and Brighton, and so on, and so the loss at Nottingham Forest. You know, but I'm not saying he's the wrong man for the job. I just don't know. But I think what they need to make, if they've made their mind up, Ali, they need to make that decision public.
Yeah.
Better limbo just now. Yeah, doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.